Volume 11. Now, what we usually do in these videos is we do 5 stories. In each one, we have to determine whether the person who posted the story was the asshole or not. Now, to give you a better idea, the subreddit describes itself as a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were in the wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. Tell us of any non-violent conflict that you've experienced. Give us both sides of the story and find out if you're right or if you are the asshole. So, I'd like for you guys, if you're watching, to also let me know in the comments what you think, if you think the person's an asshole or not. Let's start. Story 1. Am I the asshole for telling my friend he's being creepy? I have been friends with this guy for a very long time. 4 or 5 years now, almost. I can't remember the exact amount of time, but anyway. He has a host of mental health issues, of which I only know some, but I love him enough to think it's important to steer him on the right track when he goes too far. He's done a lot of things that I've let slide, though, because he gets angry when he's told that he's in the wrong and won't talk to me for days at a time. So I end up apologizing so that we can keep our friendship, even though I know that I didn't actually do anything wrong. Well, on Twitter, for whatever reason, people get super upset and paranoid whenever someone quote tweets you from a private account. It means that someone is saying something, but you don't know what. He did this to a girl on there just to mess with her, someone he hates for some stupid reason. I found out after this fight that she's defended a well-known racist as well, but I also know this isn't the reason that he hates her, because I know him pretty well. I asked him if he followed her on another Twitter account just to mess with her, and he said yes, and that he hoped that she was paranoid for days. I tried to gently tell him that this wasn't healthy for him to be doing, and he got mad and wouldn't talk to me for like an hour when I ended up apologizing again, and then things didn't go back to normal until the next day. Am I the asshole? No, not at all. I just think that your friend needs to find something better to do with his time, you know? Because unless I missed something, all you did was tell him that it's kind of screwed up for him to be doing that, and I mean it is. He needs to have something more productive to do with his time than just messing with other people. I genuinely feel like if you're someone who's actually accomplished anything of value in life, if you spend your free time just like screwing with people and trying to make them paranoid and stuff, you're most likely worse than the people you're screwing with, you know? So, no, I'd say your friend is the asshole in this situation. I hope he stops that. Anyways, story number 2. Am I the asshole for telling my friend to man up or not come to my wedding? So for some context, me, 31 male, and Taylor, 30 male, have been best friends since forever. We were school buddies, college friends. My parents love him. We've vacationed together many times. Taylor's a very affectionate person and a kind and thoughtful guy. 3 years ago, me and Anne, 31F, started dating, and now I'm pretty sure she's the love of my life. A brilliant woman all around. We're getting married next January. The conflict is, after a long and thoughtful conversation, my fiancée voiced her concerns about inviting Taylor to our wedding. Basically, she had 2 main reasons for asking him that. 1, the dress code. Taylor is a 30-year-old punk. He wore a dress to her prom. You know, that kind of guy. 2, Taylor is dating a guy, which is not the problem, but his partner is also very flamboyant. Anne wants a very minimalist, quiet, calm wedding because she struggles with anxiety and ADHD, so that was her request. I talked to Taylor the next day and I told him about Anne's concerns. Taylor said, "Do you think I'm gonna show up in a white dress?" and laughs about it, but I told him that he needed to promise that he would respect the dress code. A black tuxedo for the guys. That was the code. I got a little caught up in the moment, so maybe I was harsher than I should have been. I told him to man up and to act his age. I said some stupid stuff like, "People laugh about you, you know. Do you want to be seen as a joke?" He said, "Sure, no problem." And the next day, he declined the online invitation. He keeps telling me that we're good and everything's okay, but the situation is bothering me. I love Taylor, but I know he can be difficult. My group chat with my family is burning because they don't understand why he won't be there, and our friends' group chat is dead since the news dropped. Am I the asshole? If you told him to man up, then yes. I feel like there's not enough information on what exactly was said. It's okay to want to have like a dress code for a wedding or something like that. I just think that you have to not be rude when you're asking about it, you know? Even if normally Taylor wears stuff that's seen as more like punk or alt or whatever, just let him know about it, but not in like a rude way. Like telling him to man up would be asshole-ish. But I don't necessarily think Opie was an asshole. It all depends on what he said, and we don't really know. Story 3. Am I the asshole for offering exposure on our vlog in exchange for a lower babysitting rate? My wife and I have 6 kids. The younger 4 boys need a babysitter. It's too much for us. We interviewed a few people and we want to hire this one guy who's also active on social media. We have a popular family vlog on YouTube. Our videos regularly get over 200,000 views per video. Our cash flow is tight, so we offered him $12 an hour, but he could also be on our vlogs, get exposure and any freebies like gifts or even vacations. He asked for $18 an hour, by the way, but we reasoned that he can potentially make more money by being on the vlogs. We offered this to him, and he said it was a total asshole offer. I don't think so. Am I the asshole? If you have a popular vlog on YouTube, and you get over 200,000 views per video, theoretically you should be making enough money to you should make more than enough money to be able to pay him $18 an hour. I don't see why that even should be a problem. I feel like maybe you live beyond your means or something. Because yes, you have a wife and 6 kids, but like 200,000 views per video, that's quite a lot of money, right? Like, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to afford that. I feel like something's not being said here. But to offer someone exposure, that's an asshole move. Don't do that. Always offer them what they're asking for, or if you can get something reasonable, maybe something in between both of what you want. Don't offer exposure because that's so up in the air, you know. Just pay them. Story 4. Am I the asshole for not recommending my hairstylist friend to my job's PhD level position? I know this sounds whack as hell, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the right. That being said, my opponent is insistent, so I just wanted to make sure. So I work for a materials company. To not get too specific, our company's research involves synthesis and characterization of materials containing transition metals from a micromolar to a large scale. The company is currently looking for a research scientist. The requirements for the job are a PhD in a relevant area of study, or MSc with some industry experience, or a bachelor's with a shit ton of experience. It's most definitely not an entry-level job. I made a comment on social media about my company looking for somebody to fill this role. A friend, we'll call her Stella, reached out to me to ask about the job. She specifically asked me to recommend her to my boss for the position. I was surprised. Unfortunately, Stella would not qualify, even if it was an entry-level position. I told Stella, sadly, that she doesn't have the credentials. My company wouldn't even consider her. I tried to put it nicely. She got upset and told me that because she's a hairstylist, she understands chemistry fully. We went back and forth multiple times. I was always polite, just stating that, unfortunately, she doesn't have the credentials for this job and that I couldn't recommend her. She said that I was being unreasonable. I then explained to her, because she wouldn't quit, that this job includes duties like characterization via electron diffraction and X-ray diffraction techniques, as well as synthesis of materials, not only to perform them, but to understand them. And to understand these concepts, one would have to at least know about chemical states, chemical equilibria, acid and base, redox reactions, chemical kinetics, atomic bonding, and some quantum chemistry. Stuff that is somewhat covered in undergraduate chemistry. This is not an easy role. She admitted she didn't take chemistry of that level, but that it doesn't matter because she could just pick it up during training. I don't know how one could pick up a PhD's worth of knowledge during 2 months of training, but I'll let my colleagues know that their education was for nothing. I'm sorry, but I would not be taken seriously at my job anymore if I recommended her. I told her she's free to apply herself and explain her knowledge to HR, but I will not be sending in my personal recommendation for her. I wouldn't expect her to recommend me to the salon as an expert hairstylist without any experience, just because I can cut paper with scissors. So I don't know why she wants me to recommend her to a job that requires credentials that she doesn't have. She's now calling me an ass, and has been for the past 1.5 weeks, stating that I'm disrespectful to hairstylists. I don't think that's the case, but am I the asshole? No. OB, you are not the asshole. I feel like your friend is just kind of being delusional right now. It's bizarre. Just because you work with some chemicals does not mean that you're eligible to become someone who's like a scientist or a chemist or something, you know what I mean? It's just, she's just gotta let go of that hope unless she goes and works towards a PhD, because right now she just does not have the skills for it. She could be the best hairstylist in the world, and I'm not putting her down. She could be. But she is not someone who has a PhD in chemistry and all this stuff, so no, you are not the asshole. Now, last but not least, story number 5. Am I the asshole for responding to my father's request for a relationship with a detailed PowerPoint on why he will never be forgiven? If I'm the asshole here, I'll own it. I'm not sorry, but, it would be good to know, because the rest of my family thinks this went too far. My 24 female mother died when I was 7 from leukemia. I have very few memories of her from before she was sick, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her in her last year. But she was an artist, and until she couldn't anymore, she would make little collages when she was in the hospital with drawings and photos and messages for me. My grandmother put them all in a book for me after she died. I wanted to be like my mom, and my counselor thought it would help me, so I started a journal where I would do kind of a similar thing, and I've done at least 1 page a week all these years ever since my mom died. More when I miss her or have something hard going on. So, I have kind of a unique record of my mental state over the last 16 years. My father remarried when I was 9. My stepmother really leaned hard into the "I'm your mom now," and my father didn't stop her. It improved when they had my half-brother because she basically forgot about me then. Unfortunately, he got cancer when he was 3, and after that, I pretty much ceased to exist for my father. He was either working or gone with my brother, and I spent all of my teenage years mostly at home alone or with my grandparents. The mantra was that my brother needed to be the focus because he might die, so I needed to not be selfish since I was healthy. I stopped trying to talk to him when I was 16, and it was a dark time. I moved out when I was 18 and cut them off completely. My grandparents let me know that my brother died a couple of years ago, but respected my desire to remain no contact with my father. He recently reached out to them because he wants to see me and talk. I went through my old journals and made him a PowerPoint with images of the entries where I talked about being frustrated and feeling abandoned and unwanted. Some with literal quotes of things my dad said to me during arguments. Even the really dark stuff from when I was seriously depressed. Then I ended it with a photo from one of my mom's collages where she'd written, "Remember that your dad and I are always here for you." And I wrote, "You failed. Go away," underneath. I felt like him being able to see it from my literal perspective would communicate why I don't want him back better than I could. Evidently it worked, but a little too well, because I've been bombarded by family telling me that it's understandable that I don't want to see him, but what I sent gutted him, and he's completely fallen apart after reading through it, and that it was unnecessarily cruel. Am I the asshole? I wouldn't say you're the asshole, but you have to understand that you only get two parents in your life, right? And after they're gone, that's it. For me, I was someone who grew up where my mother left and I had a stepmom. My stepmom never tried to be my mom, she never tried to take over and become someone she wasn't. But she did a good job and she was there for me more than my real mother. That being said, even though I dislike my mother, I would still like to see her a few times and show her, when I start a family, show her her grandchildren, right? Things like that. You shouldn't let hate kind of dominate your life when it comes to that. So I would say maybe consider talking to your dad, because after all, you only get one, right? And as you get older, maybe your mind will change, but the thing is, people don't get younger, so you have to kind of decide whether you want to keep on holding a grudge, or if you want to change your mind and speak to him again. That's just my take on it. But I would like to, before I end the video, thank the very first member of the channel. It's extremely important to me. I never thought that we'd hit this point, but we hit the point where we can get monetization through channel memberships, and we have a member. So, I want to say a big thank you to Marvin. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you like my videos enough to watch them at all, and especially that you like them enough to join as a member, the very first one, and it's awesome. I really hope you like these videos. I hope that I never make something that you find boring. I want to try my best to make consistently good videos for you, and that goes for anybody who just watches and for anyone who becomes a member in the future too. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me.